So I have been working on myself, healing myself. We all have trauma, no matter what your life has looked like, perfect, good, bad. And so I've been really working on that to heal myself spiritually, physically, mentally. And there are times where I don't feel like I have healed at all. Something triggers me. I'm having a bad day. I swear the astrology plays a part of this. Some days the astrology is crazy and it just feels like I'm back at step one again, even though I feel like I have made all this progress and then I feel right back thrown back to square one. And we talk about this so much in the health and wellness world about healing. And as you heal, you're healing your nervous system, the capacity for what you can hold, do, take care of yourself. And I really wanted to come on here and talk about signs that even though you might not see or realize, but they are signs that you're healing yourself and your nervous system. Even though they might not feel like it, they might not seem like it to the outside world. So in my case, going back to my story, like I said, I've been working on healing myself. I get triggered though, just like anybody else. And I feel like there are times in my life where I get thrown right back to step one and I go, oh my gosh, I thought I was past this. I thought I didn't have to worry about this anymore. I thought I'd healed it, right? Unfortunately, life just isn't life that way. Think of healing as more like a spiral rather than a straight line or a ladder. You're not just going up the ladder all the time. I like to think of it more as like a spiral, right? So you work your way up and up by doing the work, the healing, the process, all the things. But yeah, sometimes that spiral, you slide back down. And while not fun, you know you've already been up higher, right? And it's most of the time easier to get back up there. But you definitely are going to get thrown back. But some signs that no matter where you are in that spiral or on your journey, where you're like, gosh, I've been doing all this work, I'm not feeling like anything's helping or working. You might even actually feel a little bit more crazy or unhealed, but things like crying more rather than less. And so I actually read this the other day because when I was growing up, crying as a woman was like too much emotion. You just shouldn't. You should just shut that down. And so I really internalized that. And so figuring out that actually crying more is a form of intelligence. And I love that because it actually makes it feel like you're right. If I am emotionally intelligent and I am crying for whatever I'm watching or seeing or feeling, my body knows that's a great way to let go of the emotions and not just holding on to them, of healing a part of myself because I am letting that go, even if it's in the form of ugly cry tears going down my face, right? So that's one sign. There's going to be a few here, but that's one sign. If you feel like you're crying more rather than less, you are healing your nervous system. So yay, right? You crash out of nowhere is another one, right? We're doing all the things and then you just can't. That was me, 2018. I crashed and I didn't know where it came from, but even getting out of bed to shower sounded exhausting. And that's not me. But it was a sign that my body was saying, no more. You're done with doing all the things all the time. You got to figure out a different way. And it's like the backup generator is finally okay. Nope, we're off. Old coping habits stop working. And actually, I posted this today on social media because I still fall down into this pattern of performance, pushing, busyness just to be busy, right? To me, not being busy is lazy. To me, I feel guilty if I'm just having a rest day. When in reality, you have to have a rest day, rest moment, rest minute, right? We need that yin to the yang. The yang is doing all the things, right? But you have to have the yin to go with that. Otherwise, you cannot be yanging all the time. I don't think yanging is a word, but whatever, you know what I mean. And I think that starts to get really hollow and we feel like, you're right, I can't do that. I have to shift this mentality to feel okay with the rest, to receive. That's a big one for me right now, I'm working on. Another sign is the nervous system or the trauma might hit worse after the stressful thing, right? We hold ourselves, the masculine's holding us through the stressful thing, the big meeting, the family, whatever it is, right? And then when that's done, you crash, like we've talked about before, or you let go and you start to feel symptoms of letting go. Maybe you're crying more. For me, I can get through an event, but then my lower back is my symptom. That was too stressful, whatever I just went through. And we got to change things. We can't stop all stress, and we shouldn't. Some stress is good for us, but maybe there's a different way that I could have done the busy weekend or whatever it was to help myself more rather than just push through it. And then these small glimmers start to show up. Maybe instead of rage, it's curiosity. And I'm not saying rage is bad. Rage. If you need to rage, get it out. But maybe after you have the rage, instead of taking it out on someone who doesn't need it, punch your pillow or go do a boxing class or whatever, right? You feel curiosity. Maybe it's a relaxed breath. Maybe it's proof that there's more capacity in this area, right? So if you're feeling like you don't have enough capacity to hold all the things in your life right now, but when you start to heal, you might be able to hold them easier. You might feel more relaxed in holding all the things and doing all the things. You might feel more relaxed in receiving. That's, again, like I said, a big one for me right now. Can I relax into the receiving and truly receive it, feel it in my body, my mind, and my spirit? So again, it's not a perfect straight line or a ladder. You have more of that spiral. These little things, even though you're like, I don't know if these are actually signs, but I have experienced them and I've actually thought, gosh, is it getting worse or am I in my healing journey still? You are. Just know that you are. And that it gets better. So keep going. Anyway, love, if you want to share below, I'm here to support you, whatever that looks like. I'd love to hear good, bad signs maybe you felt. Because there's a lot others, but I don't want to make this a super long episode. And yeah, thanks for being here.